Okay. Okay, so question is saying that in looking back, he finds that he can accept that at times in his life he was in the wrong. And he wants to know, can he find forgiveness? Okay, so there is a lot to this question. Okay, so first of all, we talk about looking back and realizing you've done wrong. Okay, let's start there. So, okay, first of all, the understanding is that you see, life should always be about gaining more understanding of yourself, gaining more understanding of life. So, if you're open to experiencing a life of, let's call it evolution, then there will always be times, there should always be times, every day should be looking back and saying that I'm less wrong today than I was yesterday. You see, because if you are always open to evolution, if you're always open to gaining more wisdom, becoming more aware of who you are and what you're doing in this body that you are inhabiting, then you see you are every day in a better position to be more, let's call it, right than you were the day before, which therefore means that you were more wrong yesterday than you are today, more right. So, in a way, there is everybody on the planet should be looking back and saying to themselves when they were wrong, because if they're open to evolving, then they know that today they are more right than they were yesterday. But let's get a little bit less heavy-handed about the words right and about the words wrong, because you see, right and wrong implies that there was a choice. You did things wrong or you did things right. Now, when we're talking to children and we come from a perspective, a higher perspective of right and wrong, we give them those choices. We explain to them the difference between right and wrong, and we say to them, look, do you think this choice would be more right than this choice, which would be more wrong? And we try and encourage them to understand and perceive the rightness and wrongness of their choice because we come from a higher perspective. Well, you can only make a real choice of right and a real choice of wrong from a perception of understanding and knowledge. If you don't know, then you're not choosing right or wrong, you're just making a bad choice. You're just choosing, but not necessarily choosing the most helpful for you or for other people or for everyone. So, are you wrong, if you wish to use that word, if you make the choice? Well, yes, as you move forward into a higher perspective and look backwards on yourself, you can see that you were wrong, but only because now you are in that parental position of higher wisdom, higher knowledge, higher understanding. You can't be wrong in the moment if you don't know. And we get that when we're explaining to children, because we say to children, I'm telling you the choice here of right and wrong, because we don't expect them to always know what's right and what's wrong. Well, it's the same for ourselves as if we evolve. If we allow ourselves to continually evolve, then the choices we made in the past, the things we chose to do in the past, weren't based on right or wrong in the moment that we did them. They were based on choice. Now, and choice perhaps from a limited awareness and understanding of ourselves, of life, and of the entire situations surrounding us. In our lack of wisdom, in our lack of evolution, we have made bad choices, but did we deliberately choose wrong? Well, sometimes we do. And perhaps those are the ones perhaps we would need to focus on more than anything else. Not because they have any great disastrous effect on your life, but just because of, if you knowingly choose wrong, what does that say about where you're at for yourself? How much joy, light, love, and light are you expressing in your existence if you're deliberately choosing a path that you already know to be wrong? That would be the first thing we say, is that would be an indication for you that you are so far removed from the source of which you are, that you need to explore why you are deliberately choosing wrong when you already know it's wrong. But the overwhelming majority of the time, you see human beings evolve. We look back and we say, I made the wrong choices, or I made the wrong decisions, or I did the wrong things, or I said the wrong things, and it's like, okay, so in the moment, you didn't know that they were wrong. You were limited in your evolution, you were limited in your wisdom, and you made a choice and you made a decision, or you acted or you said. And really, if you want to go to the next part of the question, which is, can I get forgiveness? Well, let's go back to our scenario with the children. We explain to them right and wrong. And we do so because we know that they are in their infancy, incapable of making always the decisions of right and wrong, as we would perceive them. And therefore, we give them the information so that we can teach them how to make better choices, better decisions, say the right things or do the right things as they grow up. If we are the children, due to our lack of wisdom or our lack of evolution or our lack of awareness, do we need to be punished? Do we need to seek forgiveness? You see, forgiveness is such a big word, and we'll get to it. But in this first instance, let's address this concept of being the child in your infancy of wisdom and knowledge and understanding. Then do you need to be punished? Do you need to seek forgiveness for that which you didn't understand at the time in which you did it? We would suggest that for the majority of the time, if you didn't understand and you didn't know what you were doing, you don't have to feel that you should be punished. Rather, what we would suggest is you've obviously gained wisdom, gained understanding, gained perspective, gained knowledge in your looking back to recognize that your behaviors were not necessarily that which you would want them to be. So therefore, we would say, let's be happy and rejoice in your gaining of wisdom and understanding, and everything where you are now is the key to life. Where you are now is the key to life. So this doesn't mean that you don't hurt people, and it doesn't mean that human beings don't have to take responsibility for their actions. Far from it, far from it. What it means is that there are things we do in life from a lack of awareness and a lack of understanding and a lack of knowledge that really need to be put into perspective of where that individual is at in life rather than what they are being in life. You see, so many times we judge the action and the person as if they were one and the same. And what we would suggest is that it can be very helpful when it comes to ideas of punishing, ideas of forgiveness, if we separate the act from the person and we say that action was because of a time in place and not because of a being in place. We can say that that action was due to where they were, as in the time that they were, when they were, rather than who they were. Because we maintain, and we hope that most people waking up today will understand, all people in their essence and their energy are the same. You are all beings of light. Every one of you is the same. So therefore, it can't be that one of you is better than another. It can't be that one of you is a nicer person than the other in your essence. Do you understand? In your essence. What it means is that along your life's journey, some of you have gained further understanding, wisdom, and evolution than others. So if you hurt someone, we would say that it's where you are, not who you are. Now that can be very helpful for explaining how people manage to do wrong things, let's use the terminology of the questioner, wrong things to others rather than right things. And from the person who has been wronged, let them know that they can perhaps find a greater freedom in life from recognizing that the person who did them wrong, let's use their terminology, did them wrong, was where they were at, not who they were. Because who they are, and this is the global truth for all people, you are beings of light. If they knew they were a being of light, they would not have hurt you, they would not have wronged you, they would not have done. So it's where they are, not who they are. That oftentimes can be a healing energy for the person that has done the wrong and the person that has been wronged. And that's important. Because at the end of the day, if we can bring everybody in the situation to a higher level of vibration, then we've succeeded in achieving light for the universe, light for the planet, light for mankind. Okay, now this concept of forgiveness. Okay, it's a big word. It's a big word. Can I find forgiveness? Right, well, the first thing you have to say is forgiveness from whom? You see, you say find forgiveness. Well, we would say you don't find forgiveness, you are forgiveness. So, are you forgiving yourself? We would suggest not. By the very questioner that says, can I find forgiveness? We would say that you are not forgiving yourself. So therefore, we would say, okay, what is it that you can't forgive? What is it? Let's go there. Let's go into that. You're not forgiving yourself. You don't find forgiveness, you are forgiveness. So therefore, where is your forgiveness for yourself? You are it. And if you're not being it, then why not? What action did you do? What thing did you do? What that you are finding incapable of being? Forgiveness. Address it head on. Look at it. Stare it in the face. There are no monsters if you look at them. Once you've explored what it is that you are finding unforgivable, that you are finding unforgivable, you need to find your peace. If you can't find forgiveness, find peace. And then you will find in your finding of peace, forgiveness will come. And the way that we mean find your peace, we say that sometimes this is a letting go. You just have to surrender the occasion of the past to what it is. Sometimes it will be a need in you to redress the balance of what it is that you did. You will need to make amends for that which you did. And there are many ways you can do that, but we would always say that if your forgiveness is your key, then what you need to do is amend for the person that was always in their interests, not your own. Don't do anything for yourself. If you did something wrong and you know you did it wrong, don't let your desire for forgiveness overwhelm the person that you did wrong to. Need for peace. If you feel the need to reach out, make sure you're reaching out for the right reasons, because they need you to reach out, not because you need to reach out. If you need to reach out but they've moved on, then you need to find another way to heal yourself. Don't go interfering with somebody who has moved on. They don't need it. They don't deserve it. It's your issue, not theirs. That's what we would say. If, however, you know that they have not moved on, they have not let go, or that you are still influencing, your past behavior is still influencing the life of where they are at, then we would say, ask with an open heart, how can you amend? How can you amend? For them, not for you, for them. Because sometimes there is an address that needs to be made. And then what we would say is, okay, let's look at this concept of forgiveness. Forgiveness is the idea that something that was done wrong can be excused. Okay, now, excused by whom? This is the question you always have to ask. The person that did wrong does not have to forgive you. That's their right, that's their choice. They are free to make that choice. It's not the healthy choice for them. It's not the healthy choice for you. They are free to make it. And if they make that choice, there is nothing you can do. You need to let go and move on. Create peace. If you can't find forgiveness, find peace. Forgiveness will come. So, You are trying to find a feeling of being excused. Well, if it's coming from the person that you've done wrong, that has to be their freedom of choice. If it's coming from you, we would suggest that you get the help you need if you're not being able to do it yourself, because people can help you find peace. As again, find peace. If you can't find forgiveness, find peace. Find peace with your actions. You were less evolved than you are now. Now you are evolved. Rejoice in that. Find peace. You made bad choices. You made the wrong decisions. You created then from those wrong decisions, guaranteed, has to be a harder path, a harder journey than that which you would have had without that. Has to be. So you've already suffered. Find peace with that. And at the end of the day, we are all here walking our paths, the vast majority of us, the best we know how. Find peace with that. Because every step we take, if we are willing to say that this step can be better than the step I took before, find peace with that. If I deliberately take a step that I know already is a worse step than I took before, why? Why would you do that? Go into that space. That's far more helpful for peace. If you can't find forgiveness, find peace. Now, we would like to address here this idea of forgiveness, because we think that this is perhaps something that the questioner is moving into, which has arisen for many people, that there is some kind of karmic repercussion for events that you took. Now, karma is a huge concept. Karma. Okay. We will do it because it's important for many people. Okay, so karma is written about so freely and yet so misunderstood. So misunderstood. If somebody does something that somebody else perceives to be wrong, they say karma. You will get your karma. Okay. I hate to disillusion you. They will not. I hate to disillusion you. You see, who in that place is deciding who has karma, who doesn't? It's such a complicated issue. So we ask you to spend some time listening to what we say. Don't get worried about things that are beyond your control, if you like. You see, it gives some people a sense of peace, that they can say to another person, oh, you'll get your karma. You'll get your karma. Well, you're sitting in judgment. Now, judgment in itself, if you're talking spirituality, judgment in itself means that you are judging another. Who are you to judge another? Judgment is the wrong. Let's use that word because it's a word that humans understand. The wrong attitude for humans to take. You're not here to judge anyone at any time. Who are you to judge? When you see somebody doing something that you perceive as wrong, you are in judgment. And in judgment, you say, well, you'll get your karma. You're in judgment already. You're already wrong. Who are you to give karma? Who are you to speak of karma? So let's step back for a moment and say that anytime somebody has wronged you, if you find peace by saying you'll find your karma, okay, go do it. You're not hurting anybody. If it helps you to believe that they will receive their karma, well then go believe it, because if it finds peace, that's what we're really worried about. That's what we're concerned, is that everybody manages to find their peace. But I can't tell you that you're truthful, and I can't tell you that it's going to happen, and I can't tell you that if you're looking for spiritual truth, that that's what it is, because it's not. It's not. And the only way that you can find truth in that is to say, if you're judging somebody else's action, then your judgment is the problem in itself. From a spiritual perspective, don't be in judgment of others, you see. That's the one thing that you cannot do, is be in judgment of others. Sit without judgment. Be without judgment. If you're in judgment, judging somebody else's behavior, you yourself are therefore saying that you are requiring karma. Is that true? Do you believe that? No. 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 So, karma. Okay. Okay, karma has for so long been a way of people, in a way, making sense of things that happen in the physical plane. More specifically, we will be more specifically on the earthly plane. So, for some reason, you see, people like to feel that behavior on the physical plane has repercussions. Why? Why? Why does that bring comfort? I don't understand. Where does comfort come from believing that your beautiful soul will somehow pay the price of a physical choice that you made? Where's the love in that? Where's the love in that? When you come back to the understanding that everything you are is love, how can you pay the price for anything? How? How? But this belief has been set up for so long for mankind that the things you do in the physical world somehow need to have a price to pay in the non-physical world. I'm here to tell you, my darlings, no. It cannot be. It cannot be. It cannot be. So, for some of you, this will be a big shock. And for some of you, you'll be shaking your head. And for some of you who have invested so much of your energy into the belief of karma, this will be rocking your world right now. It doesn't need to. It doesn't need to. Understand the principles of karma are lost in the misunderstandings of what a vibrational universe is. Understand that the concepts of karma were mankind made, not spirit. Not spirit. Any sense of justice is lost when you are talking infinite love. Infinite love. Infinite love. How can there be karma? How can there be karma? Okay. So, in trying to understand the physical world you inhabit, mankind has tried to lay down rules and spiritual laws and guidance for life and all these things that in a way make sense. Because you see, if there is no karma, well, does that mean we're free to do whatever we want on this earth and there will be no repercussions? How does that work? How does that work? It works from understanding what infinite love is. You can't have karma in infinite love. You can't. You can't. But if you try to make sense of the world you're living in and you try to say to yourself, well, this person is going about their life doing wrong, being wrong, harming others. How do I equate that life with the life of the person who is out there trying to do right, trying to heal, to help, to support, to serve? How do they coexist on this planet without karma? How do they both get to be in infinite love without karma? And I tell you why. Because they are both the same infinite source of love. Their choices on the earthly plane have no bearing on their infinite love. How can they? Infinite love. How can they have a bearing on infinite love? So where does this idea of karma come from? And what is really happening? Okay. Okay. So, your soul, let's call it soul, the piece of source that you are, inhabits your physical being to experience a physical life with free will and free choice, dominant at the top of the list for why you are here on earth. You have free choice, free will, that's it. Okay, so you come with that and you live your life. Hopefully you are learning to integrate being physical and being spiritual here. That's the ideal. Because in that space you are creating love, 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 love. And you are having the time of your life. So as you do this, you make wrong choices. As you do this, you make some very wrong choices. As you do this, you make some goddamn appalling choices. Okay. Well, your soul is infinite love and infinite wisdom and infinite. So when your soul comes back next time, does it remember? Sure. Your soul remembers, of course. But it doesn't make judgment, and it doesn't make karma, and it doesn't make you punish, and it doesn't make you work off some energetical debt. No, 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 no. Infinite love. Infinite love knows no judgment. Infinite love knows no judgment. So it's not karma that brings you back to make better choices. It's love. It's just love. You come back to experience another life, to experience another life, to experience another life because you want to experience more love, more love, more love. You're not here to pay off any debt. What debt? Infinite love. Infinite love. Infinite love. So when you come back for your next experience, your soul remembers the last experience, of course. It's infinite wisdom. It knows everybody, everything, every times, everywhere. It's guiding you, guiding you, guiding you, guiding you, guiding you, guiding you to source. Always guiding you to source. Always guiding you to source. Do you not think that the next time around, maybe you've managed to find a little bit more wisdom, a little bit more understanding, a little bit more ease of living? So maybe it's that ease of living that allows you to make better choices than the time before. You're not here to pay off a karmic debt. You're here to find love. So as you come back again, and as you come back again through choice because you just want to experience life, get this, people, get this. Life's not a punishment. Life is a choice. People come, you come because you want to come. It's bloody good. Get that, please. Get that. So you come and you come and you come when you can because you want to. Each time the balance of the physical with the spiritual gets a little easier. Each time you come, it gets a little easier, not because of karmic debt, not because of any lessons your soul is always there, your soul is always soul. You're coming because it gets a little easier. It gets a little easier each time you come. So each time you come, you're finding an ease of life. Ease of living gets easier and easier and easier. So each time you come, you're living with joy, you're living with love, creating more love. You're serving mankind because you are now the embodiment of Source. Where is the karma? There's no karma. Where is the karma? There's no karma. There can be no karma. Infinite love. So why has this perpetuated for so long? Okay, well, there's been a mistake. Oh dear. Karma is a mistake. Oh my goodness. Set the record straight. Here's what goes on. You see, people take the concept of a vibrational universe and they say what you put out is what you get back. That's karma. Okay, we can live with that. If you wish to address that and call it karma, fine, call it karma. We call it vibrational law. That's all we call it, vibrational law. There can be no other way. What goes out is what comes back. It attracts and comes back. That's it. But karma implies a judgment. Karma implies a judgment. There's no judgment, infinite love, infinite love, infinite love. But in the lifetime you experience on Earth, you're a vibrational being, so you're a vibrational universe and expanding. This makes sense now. Okay, what I put out gathers and attracts and pulls back. So you see, if you're putting out wrong choices, deliberately wrong choices, deliberately appalling choices, it's not that there's a karmic judgment going on. It's that there can be no choice. Vibrational law says that that will attract more and come back to you. So somebody else sitting in judgment, oh dear, we don't sit in judgment, do we? Sitting in judgment says, see, karma. I hate to disillusion you. There was no karma. That was just vibrational law. Going out, coming back, going out, coming back, gathering around and drawing back unto you. That's not karma in the way that people have described karma, as this sense of if you do wrong, you will be punished for it. You'll only be punished by yourself. You see, the universe is not a judgment. The universe does not judge what you put out. It just reflects and attracts and pulls back. So if you are putting out heavy, dark, vibrational energy, what are you going to pull back? Without judgment, actually. Without the complete opposite of judgment. It's a basic, fundamental vibrational law wrapped up in a concept that people don't understand. So karma doesn't exist in the life that you're living now. It's vibrational law. But it's been misconstrued as karma because you see people see things and they see people doing, let's be blunt, doing shit, as you would say. And then shit comes back. And they say, karma. No, sorry, no. Vibrational law, yes, we can live with that. If you wish to call vibrational law karma, call it. But it's not karma. Not in the way that it's been dressed up to mean karma. Then we say, okay, so, you're going about your life this time around and you're making some really bad choices and you're really hurting people and I can't make sense of that. That hurts me. On a deep fundamental level, that really annoys me. That actually pisses me off. That you get to live your life and you get to make these bad choices and you're going to get away scot-free. So you know what? I think that we come back next time and our soul remembers, right, well, you're going to pay for that then. You're going to pay for that. You have to, because there can be no out without in. I understand vibration. There's no out without in. So therefore, if you're putting this out and then you come back next time you have to revisit and relive it. So that's what I understand. That's what I understand because that's my limitation of my human experience. There's no room in that judgment for infinite love, which is all you are, which is all there is. No karma. No karma. No karma. This is going to upset some people. This is going to worry some people. This is going to confuse some people. Okay, we can be nothing but truth. We are here delivering this message today because our conduit is almost without filter. It allows us to speak truth. It allows us to speak unfettered truth in a way that so many people do not allow us to. So we are grateful for this opportunity to set the record straight. We are grateful for this opportunity to be blunt because we don't often get the choice to. People on a path of spiritual development have already become so encumbered by the truths that are already supposedly out there, written by other people that are perpetuating myths as truths, that they can't allow truth to come to them without filter, because their filter is their knowledge. Let me say that again. Their filter is their knowledge of what they perceive to be the truth. And we can't get through that. If your knowledge is such that you know what you know what you know, you're not allowing truth to enter. So therefore there is no truth coming through. There's a perpetuation of the knowledge that you believe you already know. It's not easy. It's not easy for us to work with concepts that have been around a long time and say to people with true, deep understanding and love, it's not true. Because so much experience of mankind has been built on ideas like karma. And we say, well, I'm sorry, but it's not true. And you say, well, that's rubbish. No, we say, please listen to what has been said. Because anyone listening to this will find the truth for themselves if they sit quietly and say, infinite love. Infinite love. How can there be karma? With love.